Yep. Good morning, everyone. So last session we discussed about conditional statements, if conditions, various ways. So I told you we will practice some programs also. We will practice some programs with some examples. First, we will see some more statements because we have to finish other statements. Then we will see how to use those programs, work with those programs. So last session, we learned up to the if statement. In that, we discussed a forward jump and a simple decision and multiple decisions. So, and multi-level, right? So forward jump, simple decision, multi-level. Multiple decisions is nothing but if and else if. We can write multiple else if. But here, what is the problem in this else if? If there are many conditions, else if have a problem. If we have so many conditions, then else if have issues. What is the issue? I will show you. That means here one simple note is if you are providing multiple choices to application using if else if statement, if you are providing multiple choices to application using else if statement, it will be slow in returning the result, as it have to check all conditions. It have to check all conditions until the given specification is satisfied. Until the given specification is satisfied. This is the problem we have to face with if statement. So if you are providing multiple choices to application using if else, it will be slow in returning the result. Why? Because I will show you why it is slow in returning result. So for example, we will take we will write a simple condition. Multiple choices like this. Suppose we are writing var n is equal to prompt parse int prompt enter number. And here we will write if n is equal to 1, document dot write 1. It should print 1. Else if n equal to 2, document dot write 2. Else if n equal to 3, document dot write 3. Else if n equal to 4, document dot write 4. Else document dot write, please enter 1 to 4 only. This message we will give. So here so many choices are there. User can enter any choice from 1 to 4. Now it have to return the result. Observe carefully here. We will run this, and in this what we will do is number 1, it print 1. I will show you it is working fine. I will show you in the background how it works. Right click, go to inspect. In inspect, you have to go to the category. In the inspect, suppose I am giving 1. Okay. In the inspect, you go to sources. Here you will find sources category. If not, click the arrow. List will come. In the list, you select sources here. So you select, if there is no sources, then click this plus button. There you can add sources here. You will find sources and all. Already I have sources, open source. In these sources, our program is multiple choice.html. Open that file, double click. Its code will open. This is the code. In this code, here you can observe, this is the code. In this code, it is having, suppose I will remove this, yeah. In this code, 14 lines are there, line numbers. What I will do is, I will click at line number 3, then a red mark will come. So generally we call this as, that is called as break point. Software developers in programming languages, they keep breakpoints so that the compiler will stop. Compiler will stop there, not stop, pause. It will pause there. And from there, it will show every step what it is happening in the background. Every step what is happening in the background, we can check by adding breakpoints. If you don't add a breakpoint, it will finish the compilation and show you result. Here, when you add the breakpoint, it will stop. And you can add any number of breakpoints. So you just click one more time, it will be removed. I will click breakpoint at 3. Okay. Now, after adding breakpoint, now refresh. Once I refresh, then it will ask enter number. Enter number. I will enter number 4. Now, okay. You see cursor comes at line number 3. Observe carefully here at line number 3. N. N is how much? 4. N is 4. And the 4 is compared with 1. It is compared with 1. After that, I want to go to next step. You see here result is not there. You can see still processing is happening. Right? So now to go to next step, at the bottom, you will see this button. This button is next step. So you click that button. You click this button. Next step. It will check n equal to 1. After that, next, it will check n equal to 2. After that, it will check n equal to 3. You see cursor jumping there. Then it will check n equal to 4. It is matching. Then it will enter into that document dot write. After that, what will happen? Now the result will print. You can see result is printed. And paused in debugger, you just click this button once you got the result. Resume. Now result is. What is the problem you observed? Condition is matching with which one? Fourth one. But it is checking all. If there are 100 conditions and 99th is your value, it will check all 99. Am I right? That is not good. Suppose you entered 2, it matching with 2. Up to 2, it will verify. After 2, up to 2, it will verify. After 2, it will stop. That's okay. But it is matching with 4. It will execute all the 4. This will take time. It will be slow in rendering. It will be slow in rendering. That is the problem while working with this condition. How to solve this problem? To save the time and to execute only what is necessary for that situation, we have to use another selection statement that is called switch. We have to use the selection statement called switch. So it is a selector. It is a selector used to execute exactly the block that matches your condition. So it is faster when dealing with multiple choices. When dealing with multiple choices, it executes exactly the block that matches. So it will save the time. It is faster in rendering. Why it is faster? Let's see the syntax, how it works. Actually, syntax switch requires a value or expression. And this switch contains case. Case contains a value or expression. After that statement, after that jump statement. So after that default, and we have statements and jump statement. That is the option. This is how we write a switch. So switch case, switch value, switch expression, how they work, I will show you with one example. We will see. Generally, switch syntax is this. It contains value, expression with cases and default. What is the specialty about switches? It will choose exactly what is matching. It will ignore others. But what if else if is doing? Checking every condition. So let's see here how it works. Same example, we will change into switch. So here Let's take same example. Currently breakpoint is removed. I will remove this if condition. We write a switch. Into that switch, we pass n, the value of n. Then what are the cases? What you are expecting n as? Case 1, right? Colon. If case 1, the dot write, it have to print 1. After that, jump statement. Jump statement means stop. Two jump statements are there. One is break, another one is return. Two jump statements are there. Okay. So if there is more to execute after stopping this, there is some more logic to execute, then always use break. Return means there is nothing more to run. Stop. Compiler will stop. Break means compiler will not stop. It will just stop this block. It will end the block. Compiler will be still running. So we will put a break. Okay. Next, case 2. So it should print document dot write what it is 2. Break. Case 3. Document dot write what it is 3. And what? Break. Case 4. Document dot write 4. After that, break. Default. Default means if any one of the cases are not matching. If it is not matching, document dot write. So please enter 1, 2, 4 only. That is the message. Then break. Now let's put a breakpoint here. Let's refresh first and see. Enter number 1. It is printing 1. That's okay. Let's put a breakpoint at line number 3. At line number 3, switch. Okay. Refresh. Now enter 4. I'm entering 4. Okay. Now you see it comes to the switch. Switch have n. N is how much? 4. Click on next step. When I click on next step, directly it goes to 4. What previously happening? Checking second condition, third condition until 4. But now directly it goes to 4. And next step executes that 4. After that, break. Observe carefully. Here, break. Then next step. After that, it comes to script. That means it is actually still in the function. It is still working in the function. That is generally how we define, right? I will show you other options also. What is advantage of this? It will save the time. It will be fast. Why? Because just now we saw the alternative else if. It checks every condition until 4. But now directly it executes only 4. Right? That is one simple logic here. I will give an example. Let's copy this example. Here, lot of questions are there. In interviews, they ask lot of questions related to this. Let's see the questions. So what questions regularly they ask in interview? For example, see here, result. If I enter 6, what will happen? If I enter 6, default will execute. Default, you see, default will run directly. Please enter 1 to 4 only. Okay. Now, what is the question? So what are the questions asked in interviews, FAQs, related to this topic? Related to if switch case. First one is, can we define switch without default block? The answer, can we define switch without default? It is same like, can we write if without else? We can write if without else. So you can write without default also. That means it is yes. What is the point is, if anything is not matching, it will not print any result. It will simply stop. If you want to print some alternative, then we have to write an default option, right? Next point, can we define default before or between cases? Can we write default before or between cases? Can we write else before if? No. Can we write else in between if? Without finishing if? No. Always it should be last. Default is like else. So can we write default before cases? Between cases? Yes, we can. It doesn't matter. You can keep default at any place because it is a selector. This selector will directly jump only which one is matching. In that case, it is anywhere you can define, before the cases or between, right? You see now, I will remove this default, keep it above the case, and let's run this. I entered 3, it prints 3. I entered 44, it will say please enter 1 or 4, anything okay. You can keep before, or I will remove. I will keep after case 2 here. So after case 2, I am defining here break. It's now you run this, you enter 2, it will print 2. You enter 3, it will print 3. So you enter something else, please enter 1, 4. It's also working fine. So it doesn't matter where you write the default. Just you need to have a default. Where you return the default, it doesn't matter. Right? That is the question. Another point is, can we define case without break? Can we define case without break? Yes, we can. If you define case without break, now what will happen? It will continue to next one also. It will continue to next. Sometimes what we do, we say that if 5th is matching, continue to 6th, 7th also. After 6th, 7th, stop. That means you can remove the break. If break is removed, it will stop when next break comes. If there is no break at all, then it will stop after default. If default is also not having break, then it will stop at the end of program. Finally, it will stop, but it will execute all of them, right? For example, see, suppose I remove break for case 2. Then what will happen? If I entered 1, it is entering 1 only. If I enter 3, it will enter 3 only. But if I enter 2, it will print 2 and 3. Because after 2, there is no break. Then it will continue to the next. Sometimes we do like that. So there can be case without break. Next point. Can we define return as jump statement? Can we define return as jump statement? Already I told you, na? Jump statement. We have break as a jump statement, return as a jump statement. Can we define return as jump statement? Yes, we can define return as jump statement. So then what is difference? Yes, we can do. Then what is difference? Difference between break and return. Return. Just now I told you. Difference between break and return. Break will stop the block, but still continue, but still continues the compiling. Continues the compiling. What return will do? Return will stop the block and compiling. It will return, will stop the block and compiling also will stop. So if there is nothing more to execute, then better go with what? Return. If there is more to execute, then go with break. And one more option is return can be used only in function. We cannot use return directly without function. Function is compulsory. So that means now in my program currently, in this program, this is the program. Here I cannot use return. Because in order to use return, there must be function. So this entire logic, we will put in a function, some F1. Okay, now call that F1 function. Now what we have to do here, we will keep after 2, I will use return. After 1, it is break. After 2, it is return. After 3 also, it is break. Let's see the difference now. Suppose I will run. 1 is printing 1, fine. Let's put a breakpoint at line number 4. Breakpoint we are keeping. Let's refresh. We will enter 3. See what happens. First it comes to n. You can see here n is 3 currently. Okay, now click on next step. Next step, it will go to 3. After 3, click on next step. It will come to break. After break, observe carefully. Click on next step. It will come to the function. You can see still it is inside the function on. That means it is still here. We are using which option? Break. Break is still in the function only. Okay. Let's remove this. Finish. Let's enter number 2. Okay. It comes to the switch here. In this, click on next step. Next step is what? In the next step, we have two executed. After that, what is there? Return. Return. So generally, I click on next step. When I click on next, that return will execute. After that, observe, when I click on next step, it will come out of script. Previously, it was in the function only, but now it comes out of the function. That means return will stop the compiling. So again, you have to load the script if you want to run it again. So return have some more work, which you will see in functions, right? What is difference between when to use break and return? When you have some more work to continue, then what to do? You put the option as some more work to continue means you have to use break. If there is no more work to do, then simply return, right? Next option, next point is can we define a string as case value? Case value, currently we are using case 1, case 2, case 3. Can we have a string as case value? Is compulsory that case must be 1, 2, 3 only? No. You can have string also as case. You can have string also as case. It is not necessary that it should be a number. Case can be string also. For example, see here. What we do here is simply we will write a simple prompt here. Breakpoint I will remove now. Okay. Now see what we will do is here we will ask enter choice. Different logic we will write. Here where C is equal to prompt enter choice and the choice is Y or N. You enter choice yes or no, Y or N, right? Now switch into that we will pass the choice. It is not a number now, case Y. Y is they selected yes, it's a string. Then what should happen? Document dot write. You selected yes to continue. Okay, something. Break. Another case is N. So document dot write. So you selected no to stop. Like this we define. Then break. Default we will put document dot write. Document dot write. Please enter Y or N. Then break. Now we will run this and see. So now you say enter yes or no. I entered Y, then yes to continue. I entered N, then no to stop. You say something else, then it says please enter Y or N. So the case value can be a string. Case value can be a string. So that is another example here. Okay. So case can be a number or case can be a string. Okay. Now another point is, so how you will manage same set of statements for multiple values. how you will manage same set of statements for multiple values. This is very important. Actually, for multiple values, same set of statements. Suppose user enters y or n. What is problem here is, observe, the problem is I entered y in capital letter. So, but case is in small lower case. Then it will say please enter y or n. That means if I entered uppercase letter, it is not taking. Why? Because it is only y. If it is lowercase y or uppercase y, then it should execute same. That means for two choices, statement is same. Then how? It's very simple. How you solve that problem is by writing multiple cases for same block. You can write multiple cases for same block. Multiple cases for same block is nothing but, suppose you can simply write like this. You can write case y uppercase. That is better. I will write here case. This is also valid. Uppercase. This is valid. What does that means? If they enter uppercase or if they enter lowercase, which one will execute this block? That means for these two choices, block is same. Like that, you can write multiple, not only 2, 3, 4, 5, any you can write. So this is possible. That means now I can enter uppercase and okay. You selected no to stop. I entered uppercase y, it's working fine. I entered lowercase n, that is also working fine. You can have multiple. So by writing multiple cases for same block, you can manage that, right? That is another example here. Okay, this is example how we can define. Another point is, one more question is here, how you will manage same block for a range of values. How you will manage same block for a range of values. Range of values means, now it is like this. Suppose case. What I written previously, case 1 and case 2. What does that means? If it is matching with 1 or matching with 2, then document dot write. So 1 or 2. This message we will display. They entered 1 or 2. Suppose break like this. Suppose we want here, the question is not that. The question is, if it is 1 to 10, then the statement should execute. If it is 11 to 20, another statement should execute. That is range. Now the question is, how do you write this range in a case? You cannot use obviously 2 words. Then how you write the case? Write and show me. I will see how much brain you can put in this. Question understood? Huh? How to write the range? Try. That means what is the case must be? Case must be 1 to 10. That means the value of n can be 1 to 10. Right? You can't write like that. So you can't write like 1 comma 10, 1 hyphen 10. You can't write like that. Is it any valid condition? That's not a condition. Here we have to write the condition. Point understood? Condition. How you write a condition that verifies that the value is between 1 to 10. That means which value they should take? They should take the value n. Now we have a switch. And what is the case? Case must be what? To verify n is between 1 to 10. Right? I will see. I already clearly told you condition. I already told you na condition. How you write a condition? 1 to 10 is the value between 1 to 10. How to write condition? Actually, for this, first, see, I will give another program. First, you try that. then you can achieve this, right? So for example, if I give a program, see, I'm giving a program here. So write a program to print the value range. Write a program to print the value range. So we have a function print range, right? And into that we will pass value n. Understood? Now what we have to do? So if value is between 1 to 10, if the value is between 1 to 10, it should print a message that your value is between 1 to 10. How to check that? If we write if condition, if n is greater than or equal to 1 and n less than or equal to 10. Understood? That means what this means? The value is between 1 to 10. Understood? Then why you are unable to write that? That is the range, na? Now range of n is between 1 to 10. Am I right? Whenever you have to write a range, you need to use a condition like this. Understood? That is the condition. Suppose what you write, document dot write. So your number, suppose I will put here. Yeah. So your number, so the number n is between 1 to 10. 1 to 10. Otherwise, what else? If n is greater than 11, greater than or equal to 11, and n is less than or equal to 20. What does that means? So document dot write. So you say here, so your number n, so $n is between how much? So 11 to 20. Like this we do. Now see what we do here, print range and pass some 13. And when we run this, it says your number 13 is between 11 to 20. Suppose I am passing that number as suppose 4. It says your number 4 is between 1 to 10. Understood? Then how you will write the switch for that? Switch, first we will take var n, parse int, what it is, prompt, what is it? Enter number. So here what it is, switch. Switch is what? No, it cannot be n. Why? I will tell you. First, temporarily I am writing what is the case. N is greater than or equal to 1, greater than or equal to 1, and n less than or equal to 10. This is the case. Document dot write. So here your number, so n is between 1 to 10, like this. After that, break. Similarly, case n greater than or equal to 11 and n less than or equal to 20. Then document, this is case. Then document dot write. So your number n is between 11 to 20. So break. Suppose roughly I given. Why it is not valid? Condition is valid. But why it is not valid? Because what is the result of this expression? what data type it will return? Number of boolean. It is a which kind of operator? It is which kind of operator? Logical, na? Logical operators, comparison operators, they return boolean. Boolean means true or false. And what is n? Number. How you compare number with boolean? So this is not matching. Your expression is correct. Then what should be the switch value? The switch value must be true. Only true, nothing else. Not even false. If it is false, it will never enter. Only true. That means out of these two conditions, which is returning true, that will execute. So if both are true, only first one will execute. After executing first one, it will stop. If both are true, both will not execute. If you return 10, two are matching. Which one first one is matching? That first one will result. Just like we used find command in Arena. What find is doing? It is returning the first occurrence. What filter is doing? It is returning all occurrences. So it will return. So it is true. It will return only one. You see now, I entered suppose 15. Your number is between 11 to 2. I entered some 2. Then it says your number 2 is between 1 to 10. So that is how we have to write the choice for range of values. For range of values, this is what we need to define. Understood? Right. This is another important concept. So how you will manage same block for range of values? By using boolean true in switch and boolean expressions in cases. By using boolean true in switch and boolean expressions in cases. We have to use boolean expressions in cases. So that is the point. So you cannot pass n when, because expression is boolean, then how you will pass n? That is important, right? So this is another thing you need to learn about switch. Example I will copy. So that means if anyone asks that, can we have a boolean? But switch must be always carrying only boolean true, not false. And you can have any number of conditions. Any number of conditions you can define. So which condition it will satisfy? It will satisfy second, third, fourth, all are matching. But first one which occurs, it will execute that. Right? So this is one concept. Means if interviewer wants, he can conduct complete 1-2 hours interview on only switch. Only if. There are so many such logics. Right? That means he no need to conduct interview on complete JavaScript. Right? One topic is enough. Only switch case, 1 hour questions will be there. So much in depth they may ask about that. Right? So here, technically, one more question is here. Another question is, can we use if statement inside switch? case. Can we use if statement inside switch case? Yes, we can use. We can use. We can use an if statement inside case. That means how do we write syntactically? So case is matching with suppose 1. Then here again we write if. Right? So if n equal to 1, do something else. If else, do something else. And we can put a break. Like this we can write. It is possible. We can write like that. We can configure in this way. Now another question is, can we write a switch inside switch? Can we write a switch inside switch? So yes, but not recommended. Recommended. We can write, but not recommended, because in different occasions it will fail. That is the reason it is not a good choice. Right? It is not a good idea of that. Right? So we can write a switch inside switch, but not recommended. Then how do we do? We write switch in a function and we can call that function inside case. Right? Like that it is okay. That is good. Don't directly write case switch inside case. Right? What we have to do, we have to write a separate function. In that function, write the switch and you call that switch inside the case. You can do like that, but don't try to write directly a switch inside switch. In various occasions, it will fail. Right? These are all the important questions you need to know related to switch and if. Right? Now I will I will give you one program. You try to do that by using conditions. 1-2 programs already you learned. If conditions and all, we'll see. Another program I will give you. I will explain one program. You try to do that. We have some programs given for other people actually. This is the conditions. Yeah, this is one logical program you have to define. These are all related to conditions. So number range already just now I showed you. Yeah, you write this program. Now you have to write a program. So I will give you that. This program you try to write. So write down an example here. Write a program using if conditions. To check if a triangle is equilateral, scalene, or isosceles. And you have to write a function. So function name is what? Find triangle type. Into that, we have to pass 3 values. Side 1, side 2, side 3. We have to pass 3 values. Now remember, what is the difference is, if all sides are equal, that means 12, 12, 12, then it should print it is an equilateral triangle. If any two sides are equal, then it should say isosceles triangle. If all three are different, then it should say scalene triangle. It should print those messages. Write the condition and show me. Remember, if you can't write such logics, forget interviews. Don't try to attend interviews. Understood? Huh? Because UI developer interviews, only these kind of questions are asked. Now, don't come and say, sir, I am attending interviews but unable to crack. If you have to crack interviews, then you have to attempt these kind of programs. I will give more now, programs like that. You have to try them. You have to write if condition, not switch. I give an if condition, you write if conditions. If side 1, side 2, side 3, three sides are equal, then it is isosceles. So if side 1 is matching with, that is the condition. Condition we have to define. Side 1, side 2, side 3. Three sides. You try that. Result I will show you. First try. If side 1 is equal to side 2, side 2 is equal to side 3, then it is equilateral. If side 1 is equal to side 2 or side 2 is equal to side 3 or side 1 is equal to side 3, then it is isosceles. If all are not equal, then it is scalene. How you will write if condition for that? Done. So what is the condition here to check? First here the condition to check. So here side 1 is equal to side 2 and side 1 is equal to side 3. That means what? That is equilateral triangle. Isosceles triangle means what? All sides must be equal. Na? Side 1 equal to side 2, side 2 is equal to side 3, side 1 is equal to side 3. Everybody have written end. It is wrong. Why? End means here any of those two sides must match. Na? Here you have to use or. Understood? The first one you have to use and. That is compulsory that two sides should match. Here any one side should match. So otherwise it is which one? Scaline. That is the condition. So actually the example is this one. Just roughly I will copy this code for you. I will copy that, you try. Okay, now. So the conditional statements, how we can use the conditional statements, some more points are there. That means I will upload this, you check them. Some more examples are there now. Some more programs examples are there. We will see how to handle them. But for that, to try the interview type questions, you need to first know some more conditions, some more statements, which are looping statements. When we learn looping statements with combination of looping and if we have to write some programs, we will see them, condition, how to do. In conditions, first you need to write how to, you need to understand how to write Boolean expressions, range, and, or, these are important. Okay. Here, I just used a switch case now, right? We will see one small example with switch case. After that, we learn loops. Then we will see all programs, right? With the switch case, one simple example. For example, how we do that. Suppose we are using some one popular question, means one popular task given in interviews is designing cascading dropdowns. Cascading dropdowns is a very popular task given. Cascading dropdown means, suppose we have data term, select category. Here we have a dropdown, select ID as LST categories. We have select product. So we have a drop down. So select. We have ID as LST what products. Now what is the task given in many concepts is, so here we want to display some categories. And here we want to display some products. But these products depends on category. That means the second drop down is not having standard list. The list will be changing. How? That means user selects country. It will show cities in that country. User selects city. It will show areas in that city. Right? You see general book my show and all. User selects a city. It will ask select a theater. User selects a theater. It will ask select show time. That means based on city, theaters will change. Based on theater, show times will change. This is called cascading. cascading drop downs. For example, see here, what I am doing is where categories is an array. So here select a category. That is first one. After that electronics. After that footwear, something. Now we have another array called electronics. Electronics array. In that we have electronic, select electronics. In that we have televisions. So we have mobiles like this. So we have footwear. Footwear, it is array. Select footwear. So we have like casuals. Casuals. We have like sneakers. We have like boots. Now what will happen is we will write function load categories. It should load all the categories into LST categories. So we know categories dot map. We will use a function. We will read every category. Category. For every category, what should happen? Where we have to create an option. Document dot create element. Create element, which element? Option. What is option dot text? Category. What is option dot value? That is also category. Document dot get element by ID. LST categories dot append child. Which one? Option. Now we will write a function body load. On body load, load categories. This function will have on load, body load. All the categories are loaded here. So I will keep a style. Every select will have a width 200 pixel. 100 pixel. That's enough. 150. Okay. Like this. Now what should happen when user selects a category? That category related product should come. Now what I am doing here, I am writing another function, another array, products. Products is an empty array. It is an empty array. And I am using function load products. Load products is what? Here in the load products, we will use products.map. Products is empty array. Why you are using an empty array map? I will show you. So function, we will read every product. For every product, we need to create an option. Where option, document create element, option. So option dot text is product. Option dot value is product. And document get element by ID, LST what? Products dot append child, which one? Option. And before that, document get element by ID, LST products dot inner HTML empty. Keep empty. Now what should happen is load products will load all the products, but products is empty. There is nothing. Then what we will do is we will write here on change. On change is category change. Okay, we will write a function. So in script, here we will write a function category change. On category changed, what? On category changed, we are writing first category name. How to get category name? Document get element by ID, LST categories dot value. It will get the category name. We will write a condition. What is the condition? If, not if, we will put a switch. If category name, so category name, we will pass into switch. Case, if it is electronics, what should happen? Then into the products array, we will assign electronics array. Whatever electronics array are there, we will send them into products. Products is empty array, na? Electronics array is assigned to it. After that, we will load products. After that, break. If the case is what? Footwear, then what should happen? Products must be what? Footwear. Then what? Load products. Then break. If it is default, default means they haven't selected anything. Then products, into that we will pass one empty value. So select a category. Like this we will pass. That string we are passing. After that, load products. Then what? Break. Now this is cascading. I select here a category electronics. Select electronics. I select here footwear. It says select footwear. Right? I select electronics. Electronics will come. I select footwear. Then footwear will come. If I select a category, then it says select a category. Right? It will not show any products. First you select a category, then category related products. You can create another drop down. When you select televisions, then television brand should come. Select mobiles, mobile brand should come. Again, select footwear, in that casuals, casuals should come. You have to try another drop down like that. I think you can try now. You can add one more switch for that. We can try. Actually, it looks little complex because every data we are writing. But later it will not be complex because every data comes from a database. Generally, data is present in database. We learned fetch method. Na? By using fetch, we fetch the data and display. Now we will do one more extra work is now we will simultaneously start our database also, backend. That means we will learn how to create database, how to maintain data, how to write APIs by our own. Till now we are using existing API. Now we will see our own APIs. We will use that in JavaScript. Then it will be more effective. Right? We will learn backend also simultaneously now. We will learn how to create databases, what is database and all. In our course, we have MongoDB, Node.js, MongoDB. With that, we will create our own APIs. We will use them in our JavaScript. Then it will be more effective in learning. That we'll see in later stage, right? So in tomorrow's session, I will give you some looping statements and all. Then we will see some programs, right? How interviews ask programs. Those programs we will practice. You have to first try, unable to do, then I will give you some hints. Based on that, you must able to achieve. Okay. Then tomorrow we'll continue. Right.